Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. I'm your host, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another beer review. And today, guys, we're looking at the newest release from Dogfish Head. This is part of their Ancient Ale series. This is one that was just released a few weeks ago. And you guys may have seen this. I was on the Brewmaster show. They actually showed the production of this beer. This is Henket. It's a 4.5% alcohol by volume. American wheat pale ale, kind of hybrids. In this one, I'm going to go around the list because there's no way to remember all this. They are using zatar, dome fruit, chamomile, Emmer, and free-range Egyptian yeast, which, as you guys saw on the show probably, they actually farmed or harvested a wild yeast culture out of the Egyptian air and used it in this beer. And it is 4.5%, but with a wild yeast that wasn't specifically used for making beer before, you're going to get very low alcohol tolerance. So that's probably in most cases why this is such a low ABV beer. This is out now in 750s, part of their Ancient Ale series. So without further ado, guys, let me get this in a good glass, let you guys know what it smells, taste, and give you the verdict on the Dogfish Head Henket. All right, guys, so the appearance of the Henket, it's brilliantly clear. It's a really bright straw yellow. Tons of carbonation coming off the bottom of this glass, designed for that. But though there was a nice three-fingered white head on there, really tight white bubbles, dissipating really quickly with the wild yeast in there. I would expect that. Overall, it just kind of looks a lot like a Pilsner type of beer. Really nice looking beer. All right, guys, so the aroma on the Henket. I'm getting, this is gonna sound really weird, split pea soup type of flavors in there, like crushed peas. I'm getting like a coffee, a roasted coffee astringency coming through. Very grainy, kind of macro lagery corn type of flavors coming through. There's a slight fruitiness in there, a slight sweetness, a kind of effervescent champagne type of sweetness coming through. It's a bizarre smelling beer. All right, guys, to the taste on the Henket. Cheers. All right, definitely presents itself better in the taste than the actual aroma. Right at the front of the tongue, there's not a whole lot going on. A big kind of effervescent punch from the carbonation. This one really helps to open up the palate. And when it does, I'm getting a kind of a graininess, kind of an underlying semi-sweetness in there, a nice kind of fruitiness, a touch of maybe like a tartness, getting more of a corny, a corn type of grain flavored in the middle of the mouth. Nice dry finish on this one. It actually reminds me a lot like a white wine finish, really dry finish. Aftertaste, I'm getting, it's weird, I'm getting these coffee, roasted, kind of astringent notes. Again, I'm getting that split pea soup type of aromatic in a taste form. It's a really weird beer. Yeah, it's just a bizarre tasting beer. I've never tasted anything like it. It's like an ancient macro lager. Like if a macro lager was made, back in the Egyptian times, this is what it would taste like. That's the best way to describe it. It's really, really strange. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Dogfish Head Henket, 4.5% available now. I'm gonna give this one a C-. It's just not very good, and I hate to just make a blanket statement like that. There's not a whole lot of flavor to it. There's not a whole lot of body to it. And the flavor that is there is just downright bizarre. There's these weird corn, sweet fruit. There's kind of an underlying earthy spice to it. There's this weird split pea soup flavor coming through, and it's just bizarre. I don't know if that's the yeast or one of the fruits or something that they use, but it just is weird. The chamomile definitely helps to this beer along a little bit, sweetens it out, makes it a little bit easier to drink, gives it a little bit more body, but the body that is there, it's just plain and almost to the point of being overly carbonated. It is just not a very good beer. Yeah, a C- I think is actually being pretty generous on this one. For the price, I would stay away from it. So with that said, guys, the Henket, let me know if I'm completely off on this one, but it's not real good. So with that said, remember folks, life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.